All right, guys. Well, I'm here. It's been a while, quite a while since my last video. And if you've been watching my channel and seen the last few, the most recent videos, well, I say recent, it's probably, who knows, 4 or 5 months ago. I had a lot of back problems plaguing me for the past couple of years. I remember it was one year, it was started with a herniated disc, and I fought with the insurance company and my surgeon. The insurance company decided they weren't going to cover it, and then my surgeon just called off anything. All I needed was that epidural shot, and they just canceled everything. So I was on the phone and haggling with them for an entire month. It was the entire month of February in 2022. I was bedridden, in pain, couldn't even make it to the bathroom. I had to piss in a bucket, right? And it took me a month. They finally, okay, we'll cover it, And I got the epidural shot. The next day I was up and around. I mean, it was that quick, and I had to fight for an entire month to get that to happen. But so needless to say, I dropped them as insurance. I dropped them and went to a different surgeon because all of that stuff triggered on some more back problems. It was actually spinal stenosis going on now. And it got to the point where I could just barely walk. My right leg was so weak and cramping all the time, and it turns out it's because my nerves were being pinched. And it got pretty bad. Ended up with surgery about, 6 months ago, I guess, 5, yeah, probably 6 months ago. And I'm doing all the physical therapy, and I'm finally getting up and getting around, and I'm going to try to tackle some of the business here. This place is a mess. I'll have to scan a photo of all this for you. Everything, because I haven't been able to do a whole lot of anything out here. So I guess that's my next project this summer. I'm going to fix what I can. I'm going to start getting rid of the piled up stuff. I'm going to clean this place out and hopefully have some kind of shop. If I continue this on, I do want to continue. I enjoy small engines, right? So I'll keep it going, and it's just it is taking me a while, like I said, because on top of that, it was my personal problems, but we had losses in the family, and funerals going on. I mean, it's been a hell of a year. This 2024 has just been unbelievable, but I'm trying to get back into it. Luckily, I'm not having to survive with small engines, because I do a lot of, I had a lot of indoor stuff that I could do, because I do a lot of product design and development and a lot of 3D printing, and all that stuff I can do inside at a desk. 3D printing is not labor intensive, thank God. So, I can design the parts, I have a small 3D print farm going on, pumping out parts, pumping out products. I'm making prototypes for some companies, and I've developed some of my own products that I'm selling now. And I'll include a link. It's v3precision.com, and that's one of my other channels that I do also, and it's doing pretty good. I need to pick up on the videos for that also, but take a look and you'll see. I'll include a link. That's the product design and development is what I've been doing for the past 30 years. I used to just do the small engine stuff on the side. So that is actually my profession. I'm a mechanical engineer, and I'm just continuing on with that, because I'm kind of limited, like I said, with any kind of heavy labor, lifting, all that stuff. Man, it is really, it's really tough. So I'm going to slowly get back into this, and I'll show you around, and I'll show you my next project here. I was rambling there, but let's get on with this. Yeah, so like I said, I'm going to start getting rid of some of this stuff, and I'm going to start with this back here on the back corner. because I need to clear all this stuff out and then get rid of all this tall grass and everything that's built up. I can barely work a weed eater these days, but I can do enough just to get this back into shape. But all this stuff, I'll probably be getting rid of this Pool & Pro. It's just a shell. Engine's not on there. Mowing deck's good, everything else, but that's gonna go. I believe under here I have some older, yeah, these are, yeah, can you see that? Gas air compressors that I was going to restore. I have one under here that I restored for my own purposes. I think I have 2 of them here. I haven't decided if I'm going to continue on with that. I might wheel those outside also, or maybe sell them for $100 or whatever. This riding mower, this one, well, the John Deere, I'll probably get rid of it. I want to keep this engine. Vanguard engines are pretty badass. So I'll probably be getting rid of this John Deere, this mower, everything except the engine. This one, this is going to be the next project, I think. And it cracks me up because you've probably, if you've seen my other past videos, this is that YT3000, the Craftsman, with the engine in here that, yeah, this has been here for a while. You see that engine in here? This is the one that, Notorious, that I have, this one and 3 others. There was one year where I had 4 or 5 of them to work on, and it was the camshaft problems. And it was just over and over, and I replaced them. Well, this one, this is one of them that I'd actually worked on probably about 3 years ago. This has been here for at least a year, if not a year and a half. It lasted for a year and a half, and it came back. And luckily, I had given it to a friend and told him if and when it breaks down, bring it back, and I'm going to troubleshoot it again. I want to see if it's the same problem with that camshaft. So that's what I want to do. I want to drag this out and troubleshoot it and see if it's the camshaft problems, you know. But anyway, plus once I get all this stuff out, then I can start cutting all this overgrown stuff through here. So yeah, so that is the plan. I'm going to drag this out of here. I'll probably have to get one of my other tractors out here to pull it out. I don't think I can physically pull that without wrenching my back again. And I'm not going to take that chance. I don't want to go through that again. That was unbelievable. But that's the deal. So I'm going to get this out of here, and then I'll clean all that stuff off. And this will probably be 2 or 3 day project for me, just to get this one little project going. But just hang in there, and we'll get it done. All right. Well, I got the mower out of there and got all that overgrowth. But hopefully all that will be cleaned out over the weekend. All that stuff, yeah, I want to yank the engine, so that might take me a minute. And I want to keep all the steel. I do have some welding projects that I want to tackle. And that was quite a bit of steel there. So, with this mower, I checked the oil and it was about 1 quart low. I hope it didn't leak out or anything, or I'll have to check and make sure there's no damage on the crankcase or anything. And I'm charging the battery there. Hopefully it will take a charge. I can't remember how old this battery is. But we'll see. So while that's charging, I'll get everything set up and we'll take a look at that. So you want to see what I've been doing all spring. There we go. Plenty of rod and reels. Have been doing some major bass fishing. That's what I'm talking about. It's hard to get back to work after nothing but fishing. But I got to do what I got to do. But I see a bass boat in my near future, so I'll show it to you when I get it. So that being said, let's move on. All right, well, there she blows. All right, so change the camera angle so you can see what I'm doing here. Ooh, shit. Is that water? Oh, it's gas. Wow. There is gas in the crankcase. That's not good. Yeah, see, they're not even moving. There goes one, barely moving. Okay, so it's the top here. It's the intake. No, this is the exhaust. Intake's down here. And it looks like the looking at it real, you know, with they're still there, it looks like the rods are okay. So I guess it is the same problem. I guess I'm going to have to crack this engine open and see what the camshaft looks like. So this is going to be a long-term project here. Well, I don't know. Okay, well, I'm going to drain the oil and see what that looks like. It's hard to tell. I'm smelling all the gas over here. It's hard to tell if I'm sniffing it on the dipstick there. But that is definitely some gas definitely got in there. Oops. All right, well, I was going to drain the oil, but it was nothing but gas. And not a lot. It was showing up, yeah, about right there, right? So I thought it was low on oil, but there was nothing but gas in it and no oil at all. So I don't know what this guy did. Did he just forget to, he drained the oil and forgot to put new oil in it? Well, it's starting to rotate much easier. Unbelievable. I don't know what to think about this. Yeah, there's still when I'm shaking it around. Oh, what about down here? Okay, let me show you what I'm looking at. I don't know if you can see that from under there. I'm looking at the drive pulley down there, and it looks like there has been some oil on top of that. Let's see. Yeah, there, down there, can you see the drive pulley? And there's grass and stuff, but I will bet that's some oil down there. So maybe all the oil leaked out of the that bottom seal. And I'm just guessing, but that's what it looks like, doesn't it? Wow. So what to do next? I need to think about this. All right. Let's take a look. Yeah, so the rods are good. There's the gasket. I even put some silicone on it. The valves are good. Let's take a look at the cylinders. Not too bad. That's kind of a good sign, huh? No, cylinders are good. All right. I wonder, I'm guessing again, I wonder if the camshaft is still good, right? And the only reason it wouldn't start is because there was no oil in it, and it got hard to turn, right? But I freed it up. Okay, so guesswork. So the cylinders look good. The cylinder, singular. Everything's rotating fine. The rods are in great shape. The valves are in great shape. I just need to put a new head gasket on now. I guess the question is, why wasn't there any oil in it, right? Did he forget to put oil in it, or did it all leak out of the bottom seal, right? Because it kind of looks like, yeah, it's oily down there, so it must be the seal, and it drained all out. And when everything started to freeze up, that's when it sucked gas into the crankshaft, in the crankcase, right? Yeah, it must have let me think this through. So when it started to freeze up, the intake valve was left open, and gasoline just kept pouring through the carburetor and into the crankshaft, right? So, and we'll probably be able to tell of what's more going on. Oh, I already brought it up. And I guess when I take a look at the carburetor, and if it looks like it's, all gummed up and just stuck open also, then we know the gas was just flowing through and then through the intake and then into the deal. So my guess is, yeah, who knows? It's one of the two things. Either he forgot to put oil in it, or it all leaked out. Okay, so at least we know the cylinder's good. That means the piston rings are looking good. They're probably good. I will finish clearing off a spot over here so I can work, and I'll yank this engine off and we'll take a look inside. Alright, so for a quick update, you can see I put this up on the lift and unbolted everything, and yeah, when I took that pulley off it was just full of oil. You can see the bolt here, but oil just drained right there. That shaft on the pulley was just full of oil. So I'm sure it just all leaked out. And I don't know if you can see up in there, but everything's done. I just need to yank this, I need to carry the motor over there, but I got to get some help for that. I'm not going to strain my back this time. Look at that, it's all intact. All right. Okay. Well, wasn't that interesting? So the camshaft is still there. The release, the compression release is still there. I just need to replace this seal for sure. And you can see all the gas that's still in there. I will dump that out. And I need to get a new gasket, don't I? Alright, I hope you can hear me here. I'm just using the mic on the camera. But you can see this is, I took this off. This is where the actual oil pump, and it so it'll feed into and out of the filter here. And usually the cam just pops right off, right? And I don't know what is going on here. But it seems like it's all stuck. So what happened? All that's intact, all this is intact, but so what happened here? Yeah, and this is all jammed in there. I hope I can, I'll get this off and clean it up, hone it down a little bit, get it to run a little smoother. But I think it was just from heat. Do you see any discoloring? Okay, well, I'll clean all the crap out of here. I'm going to clean this up, lightly sand it, and everything else looks like it's okay. It looks like this piece was what was keeping it from rotating as smoothly. You know what I mean? Interesting, huh? I wasn't expecting that at all, but so it looks like it leaked oil, then it got hot, and this piece jammed it up. Our little oil pump gearing there. So you can see I've just been getting this wire brush, cleaning everything off. There was a bunch of junk in there, and the same thing down into the teeth. And these are bone dry, so it'd probably help if once I lube them up a little bit. Let's see. Yeah, so you can see it's starting to rotate like it should. And alright, I think that did it. So I think I'm going to get some oil and just coat everything in here while I reassemble everything, so that so it'll go together a little easier and it'll go together the way it should. And while I do that, I'm going to order a gasket for this. I already have the head gasket here. There. And I have the seal already. I had a bunch of seals in there, so yeah, I'm just going to clean everything up and give everything a light coat of oil. And I guess that's it, huh? Alright, well, I was looking at all this, and you can see all the, it's just a thick coating of burnt oil and soot almost. But I was going to start wiping it off, and but I think I'm going to try this super clean on this too. Just soak it down and see if it actually see if it'll take it off without any scrubbing. You know what I mean? This stuff has worked pretty good on everything else. Alright, I guess I'll let it soak. Yeah, it feels like it's see how easy that's starting to come off? I'm just rubbing it real light with my finger, so I'm going to I'm gonna let it sit for a second, and we'll hose it down, and see how clean it looks. Damn, that stuff works, doesn't it? Look how clean that is. I'm just hosing it out. Alright, we'll let it dry. All right, well, I got everything cleaned off. Let's I'm gonna oil everything down. This is just motor oil. Well, it might be Marvel Mystery Oil. That's what it's colored as. Let's see, let's do the inside of the cylinder. And I'm just going to continue this. I'm going to put a light coat of oil around everything. And we'll put it all back together. So I got all those down, put Loctite on them. Sometimes I put new bolts on them, but in this case I didn't have any new bolts, but as long as you put some blue Loctite and torque them down. Put a new oil filter on it back here. Now here's the seal. And when you put this on there, don't go all the way down with it. You'll see the little hole down here at the bottom, and that's where the it's like a weep hole for the oil, right? And if you just put this all the way down in there, it's going to block that hole. And that's what I noticed when I took the old one off. It was seated all the way down. So I just seat it down so that it is flush with your manifold there, with your cover. And it's actually going on too easy. And that's it. That's all I'm going to go. Hopefully this is not going to come out too easy. Because that went in almost too easy. Makes me paranoid, but we'll see. I'm going to have to keep my eye on it. Once we put it on, you know, mount the engine on there, I'm going to have to make sure this seal doesn't come out that way. What else? Okay, well, I'm going to put the new head gasket on there, and we'll put this back together. Alright, and last but not least, everything's on, carburetor's on. Carburetor wasn't really that dirty. I guess since there was no gas in it at all for all those years, it stayed clean. Everything's on, starter's on, electronics are on, all this stuff is on. This is the last deal, but I can tell, Jesus, look how loose that is. I think they got it that time. That was easy. All right, I got it. Well, let's get some oil in here and some fresh gas, and we'll crank her up. Alright, so I just changed the battery over. Luckily I had one. We've got oil and fresh gas in there. Looks like that's the muffler burning off all the oil and crap that was on it. Yeah, that's just coming off the muffler. And it sounds like the carburetor it's pulsing, so it sounds like the carburetor needs to be cleaned. I just took it apart real quick, and it looked clean. So guess I'll do that again. What else? I'm going to check the oil. Now that it is all circulated through. Just about a tiny bit, maybe half. Yeah, see, it's on that bottom ring, so I just need to go up a little bit with it, just a tiny bit more. Probably just another ounce or two. I'll put the filter on here. Probably needs to be replaced. I know I don't have a replacement right now. Alright, let's crank it up one last time. that stuff burn off. Well, I have to say, it's running. You know, I'm still paranoid about it, but I guess all I need to do is just tweak it. I need to clean the carburetor out, and I'm going to clean the engine and all the crap under here on the muffler, and see if I can get all the oil and all the junk that's smoking up now. Just clean the whole thing out, and it will be ready to test out on an actual yard. I have a place I need to park it out there and mow. Fairly large yard, so it'll be a good stress test on this. And but I was kind of surprised. It wasn't the problem that I thought it was. Because this engine is notorious for that compression release breaking off of the camshaft. But that was all in place. You know, you saw that when it took it apart. It ended up being that bottom seal had it was pressed in too much or something, but everything leaked out, and the oil pump it was just kind of frozen, right? Everything in there, but I cleaned it all out, rolled everything up, and there you have it. So that's kind of cool. I'll run it through another long-term test and see if everything holds together. I hope it does. I'm crossing my fingers because I really need this one. I don't plan on getting another. But, you know, thanks for watching this. It's been a while since I made a video, and I hope to get back into it. My back, probably another, 3 or 4 months, and I should be, 90-95% there. I hope. And I'll keep working on this stuff, but in the meantime, thanks for watching. Be sure to subscribe and watch my next video.